Welcome once again.
I love you guys. No, don't say welcome. Where's the other one?
Which one?
We're gonna start all over again. Like,
anyways, welcome to the first episode of Two Beans in a Pod. What is this?
No, what the hell is all about?
What the hell it's all about?
What the hell is all about?
What the hell is all about? Podcast where we talk about what the hell it's all about. And this is what your relationship podcast, talking about the dynamics between men and women.
Dynamics, relationships, family, everything. Just everything that helps out with today's society and able to grow to become a successful person and relationships. If it helps anybody that's willing to take the advice. We've been married for a year, but we've been together for 8 years. We've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. He's been through a lot. There's a podcast that I decided to start on my own with my husband's help. Thank God, because I don't know how to use none of this technology at all. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just here to talk about. I just know how to run my mouth. Really,
that's true.
I just run my mouth. That's all I do. But it's facts is what's more important. Speaking the truth. If you know what the hell you're doing, you better ask somebody.
No, if you don't know what the hell it's all about, you better ask somebody. Shout out to my dad.
Yeah. His dad was one of my biggest advisors, my mentor throughout my years that I've been with him. Spending time with him helped me a lot in how to grow as a person. Able to raise my children correctly. And because he was gone most of the time, he trucking and doing all that crossroad. Over the road, sorry. Crossroad. I hear it sound like the rap album, Crossroad.
Okay. It's your first time on camera.
Yeah.
You're nervous. It's okay. You get used to it.
Yeah. But yes. He was over the road, and so I didn't get to spend time with him. It was mostly his family. So they got to see the worst part of me, and they saw me grow as best part of me. So I wasn't able to help people grow the same way that I grew, spiritually, mentally, and just show everybody what we got and just try to give everybody the advice to become a successful person, if it helps, or just listening, I guess. Sometimes we just need to listen to other people just to understand a little bit what life is all about. And because not all of us, especially myself, I didn't have that growing up. And sometimes friends, podcasts, like I said, other people, talk shows can help other people. And I wasn't able to relate to other women that went through the same triumphs that I went through. But I also want you guys to become trophy moms, trophy wives, trophy everything. Just trip it out, just the same way that I did it. It's hard, but together we can make it. We just gotta stick together, I guess. Men, too. It's hard. Taking care of a family. I know that I don't know much. I mean, I don't know what you guys go through, but you guys obviously go through the carrying, the yelling, the everything, which is not healthy. But we're just here to help each other out, men and women. There's only two genders, people. Okay, we can't have it all. Just kidding.
Okay, so
but no, I'm just kidding. But I love everybody. Just respect each other. That's all I gotta say. Just respect each other. Love is real. Just
so
we'll talk more about it.
We've talked for a long time about the dynamics between men and women, and my view of the relationship between men and women is it's been so contorted and screwed up over the past years, especially in our generations, when basically like men are encouraged to stay little boys forever. We're encouraged to constantly be sleeping around, not really encouraged to take on responsibility and things like that. And I think it's really a problem. It's a big problem in our society when you have a bunch of grown little boys not taking care of what they should be when it comes to relationships and when it comes to life. You know, we're called to, you know, lead a family. We're called to take care of our women, take care of our children, and we're not doing that anymore. We're
seeing less and less of that.
we're seeing more and more feminized men and the glorification of feminizing men, and I think it's a problem. So you have all these now grown little boys mistreating women, and you've encouraged women. Well, since not you, but like our society has encouraged women since the 60s to be just as disgusting as men, rather than holding men to higher standards of societal behavior, which consists of sleeping around, right? I think we should socially ostracize men who sleep around in the same way that women used to be ostracized. But now it's, you know, women can be just as disgusting as men. I think it should have went the opposite way. Men should be looked down upon for going and sleeping around. And, you know, it's one of the consequences of living in a free country. We live in the freest country, so you can engage in any kind of behavior you so choose to engage in
without any consequences, really.
Not all behavior is equal. Not all modes of being are equal. So, you know, I think we should hold ourselves to higher standards as far as both men and women. You know, men should be responsible and women should be responsible. We should both chip in and do the best that we can for our future generations.
It gets hard. It is hard. It is hard to, you know, be the parents and stuff and sticking it together. But we're gonna talk a little bit more about ourselves throughout every other episode that we get a chance. That we're gonna be continuing, starting today. But I'm gonna be sharing a little bit more about us, just to give you guys like a little. Kind of like insight a little bit of why we're doing this and how to become, again, successful. But yes, even women too. I believe that women have also failed in their own standards too. I'm not gonna say all women. I'm not gonna speak for all of them, but the ones that I've known, they don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They just want to sleep because all they gotta do is have babies and collect all the money in the world from the welfare or whatever there is.
Well, before we get too deep, deep into that, so we'll play this video. I'll play it across the screen, but we'll basically respond to this video in kind. So we'll play it.
So yesterday I posted a video by a woman who says that being a single mom is much better than being a married single mom. So if you don't know, a married single mom exists because the woman is married to a man who only provides financially for his family. He doesn't do anything else. So she does everything for the children and she does everything for the domestic labor and the household structure. He does nothing but go to work and provide financially. And therefore, some women feel that it is easier and better to be just a single mom without the man involved at all, because when you're a married single mom, the man is there in the home, but he's not contributing anything but money, and you are still responsible for your wifely duties as well as taking care of him in addition to your children in the home. So I want to open up the floor to you guys. What do you think? Do you think being a single mom and not having a man help you whatsoever is better than being a married single mom? Let me know in the comments or do a stitch.
And well, it'll show in the feed. Okay, so this video is basically about a woman saying that, is it better to be a single mom or a married single mom based on your partner? Because if your partner is not contributing, is it better to be there by yourself, or is it better to have them around, right? Because they're only contributing financially.
But again, is she working or is she having a husband and not doing anything?
Okay, yeah. So that was the thing is she working, or is she just being a stay-at-home mom? What do you if she is working, Or if she's just being, well, we'll start. If she's just being a stay-at-home mom, what do you think she should be doing? What do you think she should be complaining?
She's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, and her husband works but doesn't do anything when he comes home.
Well, for those moms, just keep the house clean. Like I said, I had played both roles in my life, and both of them are just as hard. But being a stay-at-home mom, but have like somebody that's contributing. Like I said, there've been times that when me and him first met, I wasn't working, but he was. So he was still like helping us contribute to our home and everything. But I make sure that his clothes was washed, that he had food on the table. When he came home, I make sure that he didn't have I didn't nag about anything, whether clothes were being brought into the floor. I picked up after him, cause it gets tiring. Like I said, over the road stuff. Like it's he doesn't get to see the family, so I'd rather have him spend time with the kids and go run around while I continue doing my housewife stuff. You know what I mean? I had played that role before, and I also had played the role of me being by myself, but having somebody in the house, but we're not together, if that makes sense. For example, my ex, he was not working. He was not contributing to anything. So I had to do everything myself. I was going to school, going to work, doing the man's job to take care of a family. That was me being the man. And we'll go a long story why I did what I did. But right now we're talking about two different aspects in the woman's life, and whether she's staying at home or either she's working and also having like a man in the house. So, yes, again, I just needed somebody to watch the kids, that make sure that they didn't die. So, I did make sure like the kids were fed before I left. I made sure my kids weren't going to school. I made sure that everything was kept before I went to work, and I was going to beauty school. So that was hard.
So is it better to be?
So now, was that better?
Is it better to be by yourself or with them in the house?
It was actually better being by myself, because
if they're not working, right?
If they're not working, because I didn't have to go through the abuse that I should have gone through, in a way. So if I was in if that's like in a worst scenario. If you're talking about best case scenario, if he's working, he's taking care of the house and everything's good, then it's good to have a man, going to work and you stay home and take care of the kids. But a woman has to do the role too of cleaning the house, making sure that everything that his needs are kept when he comes home. Because if he's in a bad mood from work, being gone, and then you're over here giving him a hard time for little things, clean up fix the plumbing. I know stuff can get breaking down in the house and they need to be fixed. But does it need to fix? What needs to be fixed in your life? The relationship, or things that are not so necessary that it's a life or death situation? You kind of have to separate yourself a little bit. Like, what's more, time or money, or just accessories? Me personally, I'm more into the emotional person. If I see him coming home from work, this is from my experience. If I see him coming home from work, I tell him how my day went at work. We talk about the crappy things that we go to work and everything. But as soon as we come home, we go take care of the kids, make sure they both go to school. Either I make breakfast, he takes the kids to school.
So it's splitting the responsibilities.
Yeah, we split the responsibilities.
So if both people are working, you split the responsibilities at home. If only one person's working, one person takes care of the home, and the other takes care of the finances. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're getting to. All right. And then so basically she didn't explain whether she was working or not, but that's what you think, right?
Yeah, that's best way of thinking of it. Just looking at every perspective. I know women that they prefer going to work because they don't want to stay home with their abusive husbands. You know what I mean? I get that too, but at the same time, we have to understand to who we're marrying to, what kind of life we want to live, what kind of things. I mean, I know daycare is a big challenge for everybody. I couldn't afford daycare, so that's why I needed somebody like him to somebody to stay home with the kids, whether he was working or not. That's why I was depending on that.
And I think it also depends on whether you have a motivated or unmotivated man, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, your ex didn't work and refused to work from what you told me, right? And so me, even after when I got laid off, I still had something to do, right?
He's a producer for music.
I still made music and brought in money that way, right? And well, so I brought in money on the side because it was a side gig for legal reasons. It was a side gig. It was not consistent, we'll say, but I was collecting unemployment, so I was still helping financially a little bit. But I did pursue something. I wasn't just laying on the couch waiting for you. I would take the girls to school. I would take you to work. I'd bring the girls home from school. I'd do homework with them. I'd cook them dinner. I'd feed them, go pick you up from work, bring you home, let you eat, put you to bed, and then I'd go to work on music.
Right.
So it's not like I was just laying down and not doing anything.
I mean, believe me, I couldn't sleep through all the ruckus, but it was good. Like you try to make every bad situation into a good situation. No matter which way we went or which task we were putting in our lives, we managed to work together. If you have somebody or find someone that's willing to do everything with you, because it gets challenging when it's one person, either a man or a female. Sorry.
Find someone who's committed to working as a team with you.
Yes, and it's hard nowadays because not everybody has the same thrive anymore. Like, I work in a warehouse, for example.
Men are feminized.
Very. And
that's the problem.
And it's sad. I mean, because they're not taught to work the way that we were taught. At the age of 6, 5, I was already learning how to do morning chores, dishes, moving the lawn, moving little things, just things that are going to help me in the future. Nowadays, to shut a baby up, here's a phone. Oh, you're feeling really sad today. Okay, I'm going to feed into your whatever you're feeling. No, you got to show your kids that they got to suck it up. I know life is hard for everybody. Oh, life is so hard. I'm like, they don't understand how hard it is until they get older. That's what you teach them right now. Little things as they grow, so they know that what is expected to them throughout the life, because they don't wake up early. They wake up with technology. They wake up just being lazy. It's not going to give anybody I have all girls, so I'm teaching them how to do the steps of a woman's job in a way, because we all have expectations. You want a woman that wants to clean. You want a woman that is taking care of your children. You want a woman that's successful. You want a woman that has a goal. You don't want a woman that's not going to do anything and just sleep, and then you're just paying all the bills and then coming home with a dirty house. Men too, you don't want to become a man that a woman's going to rely all the time, because guess what? And it's a lot of women work in office jobs. We work in other jobs where they don't pay as much, because we're not going to be freaking going outside working in construction and making the money you guys make, or working in oil fields. Like, that's impossible for us to do.
You're going to have a lot of people get mad at you for that, Chubbs.
That's fine. I got to say what it is. I mean,
they're going to cry to you about the gender pay gap.
It's the truth. I mean, I love hard labor work. That's just me. Right now I'm working as, I load trucks. I've been working with big warehouses and just doing major work. That's me. But most of the women that I work with, there's only like at least 5 women working in my warehouse doing what I'm doing. And a lot of us have proved a lot of men wrong in the way that we work, because we work with a lot of us are moms, single moms, moms that are dependent on that children are depending on. Like we work to work, and we have put a lot of men into shame because they don't. Oh, this is too hard. I can't work 12-hour shifts. I can't do this, boy.
So I think in your respect and people like you guys are a rarity, right? You said there's 5, right? Which means that there's not a whole lot of you.
Absolutely not.
So if you take that and go across culture, like across the entire country, most women who would work like you would tend to be single moms because you were taking the role of the father and the mother, and you are. Was that a knock? You were taking the role of this. My bad. Monologue again. I'll be right back.
Damn it, we have to start this podcast all over. So, anywho, again, like we as women, I have worked in office jobs, and it has not. It's not for me. I'm just gonna tell you, it's not for me. I like the challenge. I like to, I try to get my work on little by little. Before I was like, what 70, and and it just helps me motivate myself that what I'm capable of doing. I can't do everything what a man does, but I'm capable of picking up a few, loading up trucks and stuff like that, and making sure things are done right. Like that's me. I like the challenge.
Well, you're strong-willed and
motivated, and then you gotta wake up in a good mood. The jobs that you don't like, but your family's being fed, your family's taken care of. There's a lot of people out here that wake up and just, I gotta wake up with this person again. I gotta do this. That's a choice. That's a choice. The way that you sleep and the way that you wake up is up to you. And not a lot of us like to do what we're doing, but is it paying the bills? Are we taking care of our business? We're not struggling. A lot of people don't think like that. And that's the sad part. It's like you have to be self-motivated, able to become a successful person, a successful future partner, a married couple.
And I think before then though, it starts with picking the proper person you're going to spend your life with. Too many people will settle, or they'll settle because they don't want to improve themselves, and so this person accepts them as they are, and so then you're like, okay, well, I don't need to improve myself because they're going to put up with me. And that other person's like, well, they're putting up with me, so I don't need to improve myself either. So you have to be careful about that. It's always better to improve yourself rather than settle for someone who's just going to accept you that way and not want you to be better. You should always want your significant other to be better. You should always want more for them. You should always want them to strive to go beyond what they currently are.
Grow together as people. Just grow together.
Grow together. Don't stay in that stagnant lifestyle where you're just hating yourself. You hate your job. You hate where you're at. You hate your significant other, but you stay with them because they're putting up with you. You stay with them because they're, like I said, they
do something in your life that you probably need right there and then, but it's not healthy. They
don't want to go anywhere. It goes to that the idea of the high value men and women. A low value man will put up with the low value woman because the low value woman will put up with the low value man. So, strive to be high value, not because you want to run the relationship, but because you want a partner who it will also strive to grow with you. And if you
Yeah, that's a second. You want me to stop? Okay, so what he was saying, a little bit of striving with the person. You want achievers. We might need people right there and then to fill our needs, but at the same time, how many of you have, and I want you guys to answer this, How many of you guys have been with somebody that,
Leave a comment.
yeah, leave a comment, and or just with them just for the finances, or just to help you get through one step where you're struggling at in that moment in life. Because if you're just selling for that person just to help you in one of the needs that you need right there in that task in your life, how many goals are you gonna be hitting? How many goals are you gonna be hitting until they stop helping you where you need to be at, and you're gonna be doing that all by yourself? What's gonna happen when that ends? That's what I'm saying. You gotta be with somebody that's willing to go through and through with all of either past, present,
Grow with you in all aspects of
in
life.
all aspects. Because we've been through when we were broke. We've been together when we moved together out here without your family. That was a big challenge. Like, we had just moved out here with not his parents. We moved out here with nobody's help. I mean, we did have support. Yes, we did. But we didn't ask his mom for anything. I didn't ask my dad for anything. Like, we did it all on our own.
Yeah, well, I have a family member out here who let us stay with him for the month until our apartment was ready, because they were renovating the apartments. But other than that, like, there was no other like financial help.
There was no, and daycare was one of our challenges too. Like, so we had either I worked during the day, so I would babysit just to make a little bit of money, just to help us out get through everything. So we were trying to help other family members with their babies, and then until I got myself settled into my kid's schedule and everything, until I started working. So when I got back to work, it was a big challenge for me, because I was like going to work, taking care of the house, making sure as soon as I was working days at the time and he was working nights. So we didn't get to spend time with each other a lot. And then there'll be days that he'll work, like during the weekends. I'll work just 8 hours, which is not bad. But taking care of children, like, that's just a big challenge. Just think about who you're gonna have children with. How do you want to spend time with your significant other? How are you gonna pursue every challenge that you go through? Are you gonna be like a one-time person doing everything, or are you willing to just stick it and grow? Because growing together, it's hard. It's very hard.
It's hard, but it's magical. So once you get to that point, once you've passed the initial growing phase, because the initial growth is hard, because you're trying to match. If you both come from a two different lifestyles or two different modes of being, like my parents raised me to be one way, her parents raised her to be another, and our modes of being clashed. But I was like, dude, we're gonna have to work something out, because I
thought we were not gonna make it.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be. We can't keep going like this. That's the hard part. And if you can get past that, and you can negotiate out your relationship, because that's what it is. It's a negotiation. I learned that from Jordan Peterson. You negotiate out your relationship. You have someone who's there, and they're going to be there, because you guys were both there for each other when it was really, really, really hard, and they won't run when times get hard. So, but we're about at 28 minutes now.
All right. So just wrapping it up, just
smash the like button, leave a comment, hit. No, I'm just kidding.
Your thing.
I joke every time, just because I see these YouTubers do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a YouTuber, so.
No, but
like and subscribe for relationship advice, or just lifestyle advice, I guess.
Just to help us out a little bit, to understand everybody's point of view, just so we can give everybody
leave comments, what
your disagreements and what do you agree on, and
your point of view.
Everybody's point of view. Like I said, I'm open to all kinds of criticism and just opinions and stuff. I'm an open book. I'm willing to take. That's why I knew I was gonna get hated. I'm probably gonna get hated with most of these things. But hey, you know what? I'm not supposed to be everybody's friend here. We're just speaking what it's all about. And
we're going against the culture. That's the problem. Everyone's gonna be like, "What do you want it to be back in the 1950s?" And I mean, it wasn't so bad.
It wasn't bad at all. So, I mean, it's just putting everybody where they need to...
Values.
values. Put your values together and start respecting each other, people. Like,
Where the big bird?
I mean, honestly, who can handle 3 women at the same time in the month? Like, come on now. Like, really? Like, one on Tuesday, one, no. Like, I'm a hot mess, bro. And a man to handle 3 girls in a month, like, boy, you're...
Anyways.
You're just setting yourself a failure right there, bro. Like, come on now. Like, come on. She's over here like, oh, she's on her period. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to go to the next one. She has a period. Like, come on, boy. Like, really? And then she doesn't want to cook for you? Like, oh, hell no. But anyways, that's for the next one.
Smash the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. We'll see y'all in episode number 2. Peace.